right, so I am recording this lesson for you lovely people that went on the field trip. There's 4 of us sitting here. We say hello. All right, here we go. So 2 acute angles are complementary if their sum of the measures is 90. Thank you. Okay, so cofunctions, you should have noticed, look at all my, we can do this, we can do all the matching stuff later, but from our chart over there, the sine of 30 is the same as cos of 60. Do you see that? Okay, so sine and cosine, tangent and cotangent. So underline that. Secant and cosecant. Okay. So if 2 cofunctions are set equal to each other, their angles are complementary. So sine 30 is equal to cos of 60, so 1/2 equals 1/2. So fill in these for me. Cos 80 equals sine of. Tan of 20 equals cotan of 70. Yep. Sec 25 equals, cosecant of 65. Okay, great. So this is how they are referred to. That's the formulas. They're called identities. Have you seen that before? Yeah. Okay. So rewrite each function in terms of its cofunction. So the cos of 40, or solve for the missing variable, then find the value to the function. All right, so cos 40 equals sine of what? 50, yeah. So you could punch in your calculator cos 40 or sine 50. Either way, it's 0.7660, I think. Double check me. Okay. So somebody try cos 40 and make sure it's the same. They are the same for both. All right, good. All right, so 0.7660. Okay. Secant 70 would be cosecant 20, and we can't put that in our calculators, so we're going to do either 1 divided by cos 70 or 1 divided by sine 20, and they should be the same. 2.9238, right. Okay, good. So cotan of 58 is equal to tan of 32, and plop that in real quick, and it's point what? 6249 if we round to 4 decimals. Okay. All right, so sine of 220. We can't, like, all of a sudden say 9, right? We can't figure that out. You know what I mean? It says write it using a cofunction. So this is where we use the reference angle stuff. So let's talk about, this will be review from the reference angle things that we did. So you set up a QRS, and what quadrant is 220 in? 3. Okay, 3 keywords for reference angles. What were the 3 keywords? One of them? Acute. Another one? Positive. X-axis. Acute, positive, x-axis. So the reference angle will never be off this 270 y-axis piece. It's always going to be right here. So what is it? So how did you get that 40?
220 minus 180.
So the reference angle is 220 minus 180. Right. And what's the sine SIGN of SINE in quadrant 4? Yeah. So the only thing that's positive is tan and cotan. In quadrant 3, sine is negative. So sine of 220 can be written as a function of a positive acute angle, which is plus or minus function name reference angle. I can't go over it. It's right there. You see it, function of a positive acute angle on the board. So this is positive or negative? Negative. Function name, sine. Reference angle, 40. So negative sine 40 is another way to write sine 220. Now we can figure out the cofunction. What's the cofunction? Cos 50. So put them all in your calculator if you want. Sine 220, negative sine 40, negative cos 50, they should all be the same. So sine 220, negative sine 40, all the same. Was negative cos 50 the same?
Yeah.
All right. So it is negative 0.6428. Okay, great. Tan of 290. Can you tell me what quadrant? 4. Okay. What is our reference angle? So we want to find that reference angle. We want to take 360 minus 290, right? 70. And what's the sign, S-I-G-N, of tan in quadrant 4? So that's negative. So as a function of a positive acute angle, it's negative tan 70. What is the cofunction for that? Right. And then we can't put that in our calculator, but we can do 1 divided by tan 20 and then plop the negative in front, or we can try tan, negative tan 70. They should all be the same. So 1 divided by tan 20 should be the same, except I need a negative in front of it, as the tan of 290. Is that what we started with? So if I just plop a negative in front of that other one, it will be the same. So it is okay. So you get the idea there, right? Sine 2x equals cos of x minus 30. How would I go about solving those? Any ideas?
Oh, you just made that down the other.
Right. So 3x equals 120, x equals 40. So you do not set 2x equal to x minus 30. And that's what kids do on a Regents exam, so be careful. Okay. Next page. So 3x plus 17 plus x plus 1 equals 90. 4x plus 18 equals 90. 4x equals 72. X equals 18. And then x plus 40 plus 11x minus 30 equals 90. And 12x plus 10. 12x equals 80. X is 6.6 repeating. 80 divided by 12 doesn't go in there perfectly, does it?
No.
80 divided by 12?
No.
Yeah, great. All right, so number 9, find a value for theta. So theta should be 90 minus 15. Right. The value of theta, if sine theta equals cos 20 plus theta, it should be theta plus 20 plus theta equals 90. Theta equals 2 theta is equal to 70, so theta is equal to 35. Alright, same thing, theta plus 60 equals 90. 2 theta equals 30, theta equals 15. Now wait a minute. That's secant cosine. That's not cosine sine. I think there's a typo. I mean, I could solve it with secant theta equals cosine, but you're not ready for that. That's like that's the next chapter. So, 2 chapters from now. All right, and x plus 10 plus 40 plus x equals 90, so x is 20. Same idea, easy. Okay, then rewrite the given function in terms of its cofunction. We already did a bunch of these. Cosine of 225 is equal to negative cos 45 because you're in quadrant 3, reference angle 45, sine negative. Negative sine 45. Yep. And then cosecant of 300, quadrant 4, reference angle 60, sine. So in quadrant 4, the only thing that's positive in quadrant 4 is cosine and secant. So cosecant's negative. So this is negative cosecant 60, and then what's that cofunction? Negative secant 30. And then tan of negative 5 pi over 3. Okay, so what quadrant do we think negative 5 pi over 3 is in? Remember, we're going this way, right? So this would be negative 3 pi over 3. So it's definitely got to be either in quadrant 2 or 1. You thought it was 1. You think it's, well, convert it to degrees to tell for sure. I think it's quadrant 2.
Well, don't if you...
Maybe
so
not.
Pi, you do 180, right? So when you just multiply 5 by 180 and then divide
So
by 3
negative 5 times 180
is
divided by 3. So that
300.
it's what?
The total is negative 300.
Okay, so I was wrong because it's the 3 in the bottom. Yeah, it does seem like it should just make it into quadrant 2, but yep, it goes into quadrant 1. Okay, so there's negative 5 pi over 3. Quadrant 1. What's this reference angle going to be? In radians now. So it's going to be 60. What is that in radians? How do we do that? Pi over 6 or pi over 3? Pi over 3? So, and then, since we're doing cofunctions, I'll probably keep it, as the pi over 3. We're in radians. And the sine is positive because we're in quadrant 1, right? So the tangent of negative 5 pi over 3 is equal to positive tan pi over 3, which you know is 60. So what's the cofunction of that? cotan pi over what? If this is 60,
Is it pi over 6?
pi over 6, yes, because pi over 6 times 180 over pi, right, is 30. And so our reference angle was 60 pi over 3. So then we need this cofunction to be the complementary angle. Are we wrong? I think we're good. All right, and then the last page is a hexagon. And this is a little tool used to help you remember these. Okay? So the one thing that unfortunately you have to remember is you have to start in the upper left corner and you put sine. And then from there you go around alphabetically. So sine, cosine, cotan, cosecant. Sometimes I need to go back to elementary school to learn my alphabet because sometimes I accidentally put cosecant and then cotant. Cotan, cosecant, secant, and tan. And then if you notice, if you connect these diagonals, this is a big picture. The reciprocals are right across from each other. So you can see the reciprocals are across from each other. And now I also do this. I put an equal sign and a divide sign and an equal sign and a divide sign. So tan equals sine divided by cos. Cotan equals cos divided by sine. So you can go that way or that way to get those tan and cotan. And then the rest are reciprocals. There's other things we can get out of this, but we'll save for later. All right. So I guess that's it. All right, I'm going to attach the other homework sheet.